Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Carrie and I talk about faith, family, and kids videos. So if you want to hear more about that, click the subscribe button below. Please like this video. Leave a comment below for some videos that you'd like to see. Today is just going to be a quick little update and kind of why I didn't post it all last week and life update, all that. So as you can see here, we did get a new mower. Check out the video here if you have not seen that one. It is a video that we actually did as a YouTube original live event with a life in the day video. Okay, so in a couple of my videos previously, I talked about intermittent fasting. So we are 4 or 5 weeks in by now, and I have kind of plateaued on my 10-pound loss, but we've had some hiccups come up in the past couple weeks, and just different family events or friends events, and we've tried to learn how to work around that. And also there have been a couple of times where I didn't feel great, so I didn't eat great, and then it was just my body kind of went into starvation mode a couple of times for sure, because I was feeling full after eating like 10 grapes. So it was kind of annoying, but definitely intermittent fasting does not mean you starve yourself all day, unless you're doing a 24-hour fast. It's really about making sure that you are limiting yourself and creating balance in your diet and in your life. It's a mental challenge as much as it is a physical challenge. So you make sure that when you are doing intermittent fasting, you're being aware of when you eat and how much you eat, because you can set yourself either at a standstill or going backwards if you start not eating enough. And I think it's really easy once your body gets in a rhythm for you not to think about it, but it is something you need to think about because it can lead to things like anorexia or any kind of other eating disorders. So the reason I didn't post last week, and this is something that I want to talk about on my channel because it's something I want to document in the future and just be really open about. I thought I was pregnant, and I was getting a lot of the symptoms, all the things. I actually ended up taking several videos of me doing pregnancy tests over a course of I think I had 7 different videos or something like that. 7 different days that I tested, and they weren't all in a row, but just in that 2-week period. There were some times where I ended up testing, and I was even late on my period, and I am not pregnant. It was just a day late, and so it was hard for me to I had already, videotaped all that content, and I knew kind of in the back of my head, you can't know for sure, so far you've only got negative tests, and, you probably should have something in the background, or you should probably have some kind of backup content, stuff like that. But, you guys, I was just so excited that I just let it go, and then I didn't feel like recording anything after all of that. So that's why last week was kind of a break for me. It was a mental break. It was a break from an emotional break. And anyways, so I'll be keeping you guys updated. My husband and I are trying. So we have been married since November of 2019, and then we decided that we were going to wait until our wedding, which was in April. So we got married, but we were still going to have a wedding in April of 2020. So we decided we were going to wait to have kids until then. And we had even mapped it out based off of my ovulation calendar that it would work for us to start trying on our honeymoon. And, well, COVID happened, and we had to cancel our wedding, and we're not even doing it anymore at all. And we also were going through an egg donation at the time, which, by the way, like, the egg donation, I believe in December I was officially picked. I think it was either at the end of November or December that I was officially picked for the egg donation, and we had to wait to become pregnant until that egg donation was over. So even though the wedding was canceled, we still couldn't try. And then I didn't have the egg donation process until June, this past June 2020. So it's now August of 2020, very early August. So it has it's been a roller coaster of emotions. It's been a lot of waiting, I feel like. Even though this was our first cycle trying, obviously Tyler and I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for several months now, and so it has felt like it's a bigger deal. And we know, like, my fertility, we know I'm actually over fertile, and I'm kind of worried a little bit that something with the egg donation like threw it off. But they said it's not supposed to, like, it's not supposed to affect your fertility, so we'll see. Tyler has also been checked and he's good to go. We've both gotten genetically tested and we're both good to go. Like, everything checks out. And so when you're just like in that next stage of waiting where you're like, yeah, before we were waiting to even try, and now we're waiting like for things to work. Well, I had a hiccup with my ovulation test. I got the really expensive Clear Blue ovulation test, which are like $35, and it's a digital one, and it like gives you a smiley face when you're ovulating and your LH hormone levels are up, and it just does a circle when you're not ovulating. So I was taking a test every day, and apparently I got the holder wet or something like that, and it malfunctioned and just didn't work. And the strips, I tried using them without the holder, but some ovulation tests, if both lines are the same darkness, you know, then that means that you are ovulating. And then there's other tests where if one line, like the test line, is darker than the control line, then you're ovulating. So I didn't know which one it was, and I'm pretty good at research. I could not find anything online about how to use those test strips without it. Like, I didn't know which kind they were. I assumed they were actually the kind where they would both be the same color darkness, but just because some of their other like cheaper ovulation tests were built that way, like that's how they worked. But I wasn't sure like which line was the control line and which was the test line. And I tried to look at like other tests, like just random ovulation tests, and I was like, okay, well, sometimes the test line is closer to the tip where you're actually like dipping it, and then other times the test line's on the other side, like closer to like where, you know, the handle would be or whatever. So I just gave up, honestly, and I looked at my app, which I use the app Flow, and I've been using it for a while, so I trusted it to know when my cycles were, because I keep it pretty updated. So it's supposed to like calculate like and recalculate based off of like your past cycles. Well, the egg donation kind of threw it off, because with the egg donation, basically the fertility clinic like created their own cycle in my body and is not my own. So it threw it off. So I think that's probably why last month didn't work. But when it comes down to it, like, Tyler and I can do all the right things at the right time. It's really God that's going to allow us to have a baby. So, you know, I keep that in mind when I'm going through this. But if you know me, you know that I have loved kids since I've been a kid myself. So I feel like a lot of my life has led up to this moment where I'm like, yay, I'm 26 years old, and I finally get to try for a baby with somebody, and, you know, the love of my life, and I'm married to him, and everything is, the boxes have all been checked, it seems, you know. We're in a spot financially, we can do it, you know, all the things. So that's a little update on just what's been going on, and I'll keep you guys updated, obviously, with everything, with the trying to conceive and all of that, because I know that I've watched a lot of videos that are like that, and that always helped encourage me in knowing what to do and how to do it, or what products work really great and which ones to stay away from, and just everything having to do with that. So I'll keep you guys updated. We are trying I bought some cheapy ovulation tests off of Amazon because I kept seeing over and over again that those work great, and I'm just going to chart it on paper old fashioned, and we're going to do that this month and then see what happens next month. So next month, early next month, we're hoping to know, but like I said, it's not our timing, it's God's, and He knows exactly what's going to be the perfect timing. So keep us in your prayers, and if you are trying for a baby, or if you're excited about us trying for a baby, comment below, let me know, and I will see you guys next video.
As soon as I find a way up, yeah. 'Cause you're farther than a kiss on the phone.